All right. What's going on, guys? I wanted to jump on here real quick. I'm not really good at these live streams, but I wanted to jump on here and just chat with a few of you guys and see, tell you kind of my experience from the 2023 SEMA show. So I just got back a couple days ago. Actually, got back on Saturday, and just had my first week work week back. I've been off of work for 10 days, and I was afraid I was going to cut my hands because every time I take time off of work, I always cut my hands. And but I was lucky enough to get back to work without cutting my hands for a whole week. So I made it through a week without any serious injuries to myself. Like I said, usually when I take time off, my hands get soft really fast, and I cut myself. But I was able to make it through. So SEMA was a lot of fun. If you can, let me know. For those of you that are on here with me, let me know in the chat if you can hear me well. I'm, like I said, I'm not 100% sure that everything's going through. I don't do live streams very often, but just wanted to jump on here. So give me a thumbs up or say something in the chat so I know that you're there and that you can hear me and everything's coming through. So I thought I would just hang out with you guys a little bit. My lady's inside the house. She's watching The Golden Bachelor, and I was not going to be a part of that, so I had to get out in the shop and jump on with you guys. Nuts and bolts. What's up, Tone? It was nice meeting you at the show. It was awesome seeing you, for sure. Yeah, that was cool. Like I said, for those on there, I'm not very good at this live streaming stuff, so I'm just going to hang out with you guys and just tell you about a little bit about my SEMA experience. For me, it was all business this year. A lot like in the past, I was fanboying it out, and just seeing what SEMA is all about. But now I've gone to SEMA. I think this is my 7th time I've been there now, and so I got to really dig down deep and focus on work and create content. And I took 200 video clips and 780 photos. I talked to, I don't know, 30 or so companies about potential sponsorships for the up and coming year, and just really and then the companies I have been working with that were there at the show, just strengthen that bond with them by hanging out with them. I was in the Bosch booth for almost 2 hours. I was in there hanging out with the Bosch group, hung out with the Mala group and the Red Line Detection group. Red Line Detection, for you guys that don't know, they make the smoke machines. They make the that you use for testing evap and testing for what do you call it? Turbo leaks, that type of stuff. So I got to hang out with them and spend some time with them. Yeah, let's see what's going on here in the chat. Yeah, SEMA was definitely overwhelming for sure. It's crazy. I have my little counter that tells you how many steps you take and stuff. On one of the days, I walked 23 miles at the show. It was crazy. Let's see. Yeah, so Tone, I've been to that show 7 times, and every year, I start looking at other people's content and videos and stuff. I'm like, I didn't see that. I missed that. That's just normal for that show. It's so big, you just can't see it all. I also Apex show, which is a couple miles down the street, split in half. So that's pretty wild over there too. A lot more business to business type stuff going on at the Apex show, but definitely, if you've never been, it's definitely worth checking out. You didn't like Apex? It's quiet over there. There's not all the fancy cars and stuff. That's for sure. But if you're wanting one-on-one time with a company, that usually they have a booth at Apex as well, and it's cool to hang out with them there. Um, yeah, looks like there's a couple of you guys on here. So you guys got any questions for me? Throw them out here. I don't have any ability to look up, problems to like all that or anything here out here. But if you got any questions, I'll be happy to answer those. Just throw them in the chat there. Like I didn't plan this out, so I'm sure no one really knows I'm live. I'm just hanging out with you guys because I don't want to watch The Golden Bachelor inside the house. There's no way I'm going to watch that. I was only at Apex for about a half a day, about 4 hours, maybe 5 hours, and 2 of those hours were in the Bosch booth. Yeah, same here, Tone. I was only there for like 4 hours. It's just I had a few contacts over there, and most of the stuff that you saw at Apex, they also have booths, especially the big hitters. They have booths at both SEMA and Apex. So, but it's definitely I've made some really good content or contacts there over the years. Uh, at Apex. Like I said, if you really want to have a deep conversation with somebody and they're at Apex, that's where you want to do it at because it's quiet. You can hear them. There's not 1,000 people coming in the booth, wanting to see what you're talking about or, what you're involved with. Let's see here. Yeah. So there was a few incidents at SEMA. I saw a couple car wrecks, saw a couple cars catch on fire. This year, I was lucky enough to not be in the way of exploding tires. Last year, when I went, I was almost hit by an exploding tire in the Hoonigan booth. That was pretty wild. There was a guy out there doing burnouts with a Hellcat that had like a 20-year-old tire on it, and he was maybe 5 or 6 seconds into his burnout routine and launched a huge chunk of tire, ripped off that car and ripped half the quarter panel off, flew over the crowd, and I was right near the crowd where it went launching, and that hit a vehicle behind it and shredded it, the vehicle up. So luckily this year I didn't see any of that type of stuff going on, but I know that show gets wild in that Hoonigan burn yard. Yeah. So one of the cool things about the SEMA show is you never know who you're going to run into. Like I crossed paths with Mario Andretti, and got to shake his hand. That was cool. Just walking through the aisles, oh, there's Mario Andretti. It's pretty neat. I was talking to some race car drivers and stuff. Full on conversations with them. I had no idea who they were. It was kind of funny. Somebody was like, "You know who you're talking to?" I was like, "No," and they told me their names. And I can't remember them, but yeah, you never know who you're going to meet at those shows. It's crazy. And then for me, I have people that invite me to dinners and stuff like that. And when you go to these dinners, you never know who's going to show up at the dinners. Some pretty cool people. You'll see them hang out with you. What's going on? Howdy, howdy. Yeah, this live streaming thing is not my strong suit, so I'm just glad to hang out with you guys instead of watching that Golden Bachelor stuff that my lady's watching inside. She's got all of her girlfriends inside there, and all this giggling and like I don't know what's going on in there. I'm like, I want nothing, no part of that stuff. So I thought I'd come out here and hang out with you guys, just in my little shop here. I've been working out here. I've been painting stuff, adding insulation, just just making it more. It's more of a studio where I shoot videos and stuff, and then where I just house tools and stuff. I got lots and lots of tools. It's crazy the amount of tools. Speaking of tools, I visited a lot of tool companies. I got surprised by a few of the tool companies at SEMA, and so VIM tools or VIM is was what they call it, and they surprised me the most with the most. They got like 20, 30 new tools coming out, and it's crazy. Let's see what it's saying here. So yeah, like I said, Vim tools had like the most like new tools that I saw coming out. They had a bunch. They had a bunch of prototypes, so there was a ton of stuff. And I took some video and pictures of that, and I'll be posting that here shortly. But yeah, the VIM has some crazy amount of new stuff, like especially prototype stuff. There were some companies like Nest Tools. I never heard of them before, and I went in there and they had some pretty cool stuff. Uh, uh, my buddy Robert from Mr. Subaru, I went and hung out with him a little bit, and he introduced me to Koken Tools, which is a Japanese tool company, and they have some seriously cool, innovative tools in there. So I didn't really shoot a lot of video in the Koken Tool booth, mainly because that's kind of his specialty. He knows all about that, and he's the man when it comes to those that tool company and stuff. But I did check him out, and I got to play with a few things, and definitely some cool stuff for sure. Yeah, Tone, I got there one day before the show started, and with your media badge, if you get there early, you can get in. You can go walk around, and you can interview people before the show starts, before the official start date of the show, and then also once the show starts, you get in an hour early, and you get to stay an hour late. After the show is before the show opens and before after the show closes, and then also in the past they didn't really have it too much. They changed security up this year, so in the past they had security lines where they would check your bags, your camera bags, and all that stuff. And if you had a media badge, you got to bypass that stuff and go around it. Well, this year they had the bombs and drug and dogs everywhere. They didn't really have lines where they were checking your stuff, going through your stuff. They had the dogs up there. I thought it was kind of cool. Let's see here. CTA tools. I'm not sure what that is, Tone. How do you get a media badge? So you when you apply for your badge, when you go onto their website, there's a link for media. So when you click on that, they'll ask you to send in a bunch of stuff like how many followers do you have? Have you ever made videos for SEMA before? They'll ask you a bunch of questions. Basically, you just follow the prompts, and then they'll either tell you you're approved or not approved. Probably with your channel as big as it is now, you'll probably be approved. I mean, there's quite a few channels out there that they're not that big, but they have media badges. So it's definitely worth getting the media badge. It gives you a few extra bonuses. So yeah, it's not just YouTube. You have to have. Oh, that was the other thing. I had gotten written up in some news articles and stuff like that, and I submitted those, and that's how I got the qualified for the media. And then once you're in, you're in. Like I didn't really have to submit anything last this year. I just renewed my badge, and they accepted to. The other thing about when you get media, though, it's kind of nerve wracking. Is they don't mail the badges to you. You have to go to the show and go to the media center. Well, they'll give you a confirmation numbers and stuff, but you have to go there and pick your badges up there at the show. Yeah. So yeah, I met quite a few celebrities. The biggest celebrity, I guess, I would say I met was Mario Andretti, but I've met Chip Foose, and I've met Well, I met Charles, the humble mechanic, you know, tons of times. I met the off road, Matt's off road recovery. Let's see, Robbie Layton. He's kind of a newer YouTuber, but he has a pretty big channel. I got to hang out with him a few times. Let's see, Chris Fix. I've met him many of times at SEMA and had dinner with him. He has some similar sponsors as I have, so I got to hang out with those guys. So, um, and then, like I said, I've run across just about every TV show host or whatever you've seen. I've run across them, seen them. Some of them I've met. The one I got to meet, Faye from All Girls Garage. She was pretty cool. I got to hang out with her for about 30 minutes, 40 minutes, and she was super cool. Um, what was my favorite build? Are you talking about the battle of the builds or just in general? Because in general, there was a Z4. Uh, it was the only BMW Z4. It was at the show. It was it was wild. They had a V12 Mercedes engine in it. It was a GT3 style race car style build. It was pretty wild. It was pretty cool. And other than that, there was a DeLorean that had an LS swapped. DeLorean was pretty freaking cool. Faye was your first time person you met. That's awesome. Yeah, she was sweet. She was cool. Hanging out with her was like I had a chance to meet her a couple years ago before she was I guess you wouldn't call famous, but and just for whatever reason it didn't work out. And so when I finally got to meet her this year, yeah, she was super cool. Like she's a very introvert person, that's for sure, and so she's a little nervous. But once you get her talking, she won't. You can't get her to stop talking. It's funny. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, she's definitely known as a Toyota person. That's what one of the things we talked about was the Toyota Supra that she has. That particular one she has. I forget what the color is called, but it's the 2023 Supra with the blue with the manual transmission. That's a pretty cool car. I think that car is going to be a collector car, um, especially with the manual transmission. I think in the next 5 or 6 years, that car is going to be worth some money. One of the cool things I got going on this weekend is I think I finally sold my Jeep. Um, so I have a Jeep 2014 Jeep that I built during COVID. I was kind of bored during COVID. I built the Jeep, and at the time Jeeps were crazy priced, like going through the roof, the like value of them. And now they're like worth nothing. Like I couldn't. It took me months and months and months to sell this, and I had like 35,000 dollars invested in this Jeep, and I had the toughest time selling it for just like a stock blue book price. Like no one has money, and like I couldn't. No one has financing for like a custom Jeep. This thing is pretty custom. I mean, I put you know uh, full floating axle conversions on it. It has a 4.5 inch lift kit. I spent $9,000 on wheels and tires on this thing. It's crazy, and I couldn't even sell it for what you sell for. Well, I did sell it. Well, I got a guy coming, but like I had no offers, no nothing, no traction on that Jeep. It took months and months, and finally I found the right person to buy it. So they're coming tomorrow, and hopefully we're gonna finalize that deal, and it's gonna go. Yeah, let's see here. Let's see how to operate this chat here. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, I hope that thing sells tomorrow. It was a 2014 Wrangler. Well, officially it has not sold. So if you're in the San Diego area or willing to come down and pick it up, I only want 26,000 for it. Actually, I originally started out at 42 just to break even. If I was just trying to break even, I would need 50,000 out of that Jeep. But I'm not trying to hit a home run with it. I just need to get some money because we remodeled our house, and we went way over budget, like crazy, way over budget. I mean, it's like one of those, like when you're working on a car, since you're in there, you might as well do this. So we redid kitchens and bathrooms and windows and fireplaces and fencing, and it just went crazy. And so now we need the money to to finish up these projects and stuff. And the Jeep I barely use. You're in Sacramento? That's awesome. Yeah, you're not too far. I was just recently there, probably, man, during the summer. I was there for a wedding. Yeah. Well, I'll if you inbox me on Instagram, um, when you're in Encinitas, and if I still have the Jeep, I'll gladly let you come look at it, or we can arrange something where I can drive it to Encinitas because I work in Encinitas. My shop is in Encinitas, so I can drive it down there, and you can come check it out if you'd like. If it doesn't sell tomorrow, and there's not much difference between a 2016 and a 2014. It's pretty much the same vehicle. Yeah, just message me on Instagram. It's the easiest way to get a hold of me. I would give you my phone number, but I don't want to do it over. Oh, I get people as it is. People find out my phone number and text me and call me and want help and stuff on cars and projects and stuff, which I'm happy to do. But I like to do it over the internet, not through my personal phone and stuff. But the shop is going good. As I haven't really spent a lot of money on it. I've spent a lot of time on it, so I've been painting stuff, and I put a little bit of flooring in, and I did put a new roof on the building because it was leaking bad when we first got it. So it's got a new roof. There's a carport area. Probably next summer, I'm gonna raise the roof up, frame in the walls, and then make it a little bit expand it out a little bit bigger. And I'll probably get a two-post hoist, like a 10,000-pound hoist, and put it in my little carport area right next to the shop. Um, because the goal is to leave the day job and work from home, full time. And then so I'm on a couple of acres of land, and so in the future we'll be putting either expanding the shop and making it a really big shop, like at least 1,000 square foot shop, or we'll be tearing the shop down and putting up a new metal construction building. Just how we'll see how plans unfold here in the future. So yeah, I'm still in a shop. I still work in a shop. I'm part time though, so I only work from 8:30 till 3, and then I only work Monday through Thursday. The rest of the week, I'm creating content. So I would say I'm three-quarter of time content creator, and about 50% time still working in a shop. So I'm inching my way out of the shop. So I'll be out of there probably this probably be my well, I'll start 24 off in a shop, but I don't think I'll finish it off in the shop. I think I'll be 100% full time creation content creator, if you will. Yeah, yeah. I'm excited about it. Like I can't wait to to do this full time, like create content full time. Uh, you know, I don't know. I hope to 10x the amount of content that I create. Do a lot more tool reviews. My daughter and I are going autocross racing, and that starts on the 19th of this month. So I'm going to attend my. I mean, I've attended as a spectator autocross events, but this will be my first time driving. So my daughter and I are going to an event, and we're going to drive, and we're driving BMW cars. It's a BMW experience driving experience, but it's on an autocross course. And then after that, I think it was December 2nd. I'll actually be driving my own car. So I bought a BMW Z4, uh, twin turbo, just a fun car, really. And we're gonna take that and I'm gonna build the car. My daughter is gonna be the main driver. I'll probably just drive for fun, just to get some seat time, maybe to feel what the car is doing, and then help make improvements to the car, and then we're just gonna have fun with it and go racing and create content with it. So that was one of the things I was doing at the SEMA show, was trying to shop for sponsors to help me out. One of the sponsors I have in the works is for Jegs. Jegs Speed Shop. They were interested in helping out with some stuff, and I was going to help them out with some social media stuff. Um, Man, you would be surprised at these companies. They are so bad at social media, is insane. So I was hanging out with one of I won't throw them under the bus, but I was hanging out with a company, you know, a lot at the SEMA show, and I saw one post from them for the whole week of SEMA. And there they are at their booth, and they got all this stuff going on in the booth, and they made one social media post, and I was like, this is crazy that they're not doing more. I was like completely shocked that some of these companies, they're so bad at social media stuff. That's kind of why when we go there to SEMA and we walk in their booth and we're like, hey, we're so and so, and you tell them who you are. They're like super happy to see you and hear from you. Hmm. All right, guys. I think I'm in the chat now, or in the stream now. It was awesome hanging out with you guys. If you guys want to do more of this, make sure you give me a thumbs up, and we'll do some more hangouts in the future. For right now, I just want to thank you guys for following me, watching the live stream, and hanging out with me. I'll catch you guys on the next one.